It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, I had to bring back my WTF series. We all know what WTF stands for. But I got to follow up on some industry stories. And the stories I'm going to follow up on, ladies and gentlemen, have to do with these three companies. So let's just jump right in there. Our friends over at HP, their CEO, put some stuff on social media. I read this stuff and I said, what the? Well, WTF. Our friends at Katun, the leader here in the U.S., and the stuff they talk about, they never, ever, ever disappoint with my thinking on how insane they are. And of course, the MPSA. I did a video on the MPSA on Friday, sharing my disdain for them. I really think they're completely a disingenuous organization that I really thought wasn't even existing anymore. And boy, I got to tell you, they responded to my video in such a way that now they even have less credibility with me, if that's even possible. So let's start with that story first, ladies and gentlemen. The MPSA. So I put out that video on Friday. Well, they respond, and listen to the response. They put a post out there. Thanks, Ray Stashesco, for sharing the news about the leadership awards from the Managed Print Services Association, MPSA. We are excited the sponsors of Ray's Internet Show are also MPSA members. Come check for yourself if the MPSA is worthwhile for your organization. I'm like, okay, first of all, what the hell is all this about? This makes it sound like I'm supporting the MPSA. And folks, I got a global audience, a real global audience. I'm not one of those folks that just say they're a global MPS influencer. I have a global audience all over the world, right? That's what the globe means, all over the world. And people read this crap and they're thinking, oh, well, the end of the day with Ray supporting the MPSA. I want to make it really clear in this video I'm doing right now and the one on Friday, I don't support the MPSA. I think they're a disingenuous, nonsensical association. And the way they presented this post proves I'm right. Here was my comment back. The sponsors of the show sponsor all kinds of things. Of course, the issue I discussed have nothing to do with the sponsors or winners. My concern is the MPSA as described in the episode, and then I put a link to the episode so people could understand the real point of view I had. Guess what the MPSA or this gentleman here did? Well, they deleted that so that the audience would hopefully not read the comments and just think that I support this nonsense. And then the author puts this. Ray, that was years ago, and the association is doing well today, supporting members and soon-to-be members. Happy Veterans Day if you served. Happy 250th Marine Corps birthday. I'm going to tell this author and everybody else in our damn industry, quit using our veterans. Quit using our veterans to gaslight your realities. Seriously. And folks, I got to tell you, there's a lot of people in our industry doing this. Let's talk about the veterans. We don't really have any substance. We don't have any intellect to share with the industry. So let's just talk about veterans. Oh, everybody loves the veterans. It's disgusting. We should be honoring our veterans, not using them to gaslight our realities. And then he went on to say this. Don't dwell on the past. Keep moving forward. We have, and it's going well. Well, when he said that, you know what I was thinking, ladies and gentlemen? I was thinking that he knew full well that the past president that worked at a company that won the MPSA Software of the Year 5 years in a row was complete nonsense. He's basically saying that. Don't dwell on the past. Well, maybe we should start remembering the past. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what really dysfunctional organizations want to do? They don't want you to remember how dysfunctional they are. Seriously. They want to forget about all that. Forget about that ERP system that never worked. Forget about this or that. Let's just focus on this. Oh, by the way, happy Veterans Day. Ladies and gentlemen, the gentleman that responded to my video on Friday, well, he took the place of the president of the MPSA that made sure the company that he worked at won the award 5 years in a row. I think he should have resigned right then. Why would he take his place? I think, unless they fired him, they should have said, look, you know what? This is crazy. You can't keep nominating and giving yourself an award. Anyway, that's enough on that, but I want to make sure everybody in this damn industry understands something. I do not support the MPSA at all. Zero. Zilcho. Hope it's clear. Now let's talk about our friends over at Katun. You all saw that stupid birthday webinar, right? And folks, I was thinking about that, and I got to bring something up. So the CEO, or not the, I don't know what the hell his real title is, but the guy that runs, the U.S. for Katun, was on this webinar, and he's telling everybody listening that they were going to be doing production print next. And I thought to myself, that's just nuts, right? I mean, everybody thinks that's crazy. I mean, why don't you do the A3 first and get that figured out? You know, now they say they're coming out with A4 and then production next. And I'm thinking, well, what does Fujifilm think about that? I mean, seriously, if I'm Fujifilm and I'm watching that webinar, I'm thinking to myself, well, did he just tell the whole entire industry that they're going to be selling production? Everybody knows that we're the manufacturer behind their A3s. We sure as hell don't want our dealers that are selling our production machines, whether they're through us or through Sharp, to believe that Katun's going to be coming out with production machines, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking they'd be thinking. Katun, you're insane. I mean, seriously. Your revenues in 2022 were 187 million, 2023, 174 million. During the webinar, I asked some questions. What's your print revenue? How's this thing going? And guess what? The moderator answered for you. I mean, seriously, I thought that was crazy in its own right. And saying they don't talk about analytics or numbers, that this was just a birthday party webinar. Totally insane, right? Makes you say, well, it makes you say, what the, or at least WTF anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, HP. Okay, HP. I see a post out there where they're at Wall Street. We're so excited, 10 years, we've been on our own for 10 years. And I saw another post out there. Let me just read this to you because it's totally insane. Happy to share my conversation on why HP is betting big on AI to reshape the future of work. And folks, I got to tell you, I'm looking at this post, and of course, you know, all the people that work at HP, oh, like. It's our CEO, you better like it. You know, all the industry's analysts that know really what's going on at HP, if they bother to look, you know, they don't say anything. And if they do, oh, congratulations, HP. Oh, we're so glad you're going toward that AI. Okay? So I went ahead and put a comment on it. And ladies and gentlemen, I just got to read it to you. With all due respect, this article seems more of a word salad regarding AI than any AI strategy worth betting on. What has HP Inc. actually done regarding AI? They bought a tiny company called Humane for $116 million. The leadership goes out on the talk show circuit, talks about HP AI PCs, which is simply a permission to show up for any PC company in 2025. Yeah, folks, I've done enough episodes on that, right? Holy crap. The CEO of HP Inc. has spent billions of dollars buying back the company's own shares, with some analysis suggesting the company has repurchased more than 60% of its market value over 5 years. And that was his term. That's his tenure so far. He's been the CEO for 5 years, okay? 60% of its market value in stock purchases? Really? I guess that's how he's betting on the AI future for HP? Holy smokes. Ladies and gentlemen, financial engineering to boost earnings per share is a far cry from investing in a tangible AI future. HP Inc. revenues are down from their 21-22 peak by over $10 billion. I don't see the $3+ billion spent on the Poly acquisition as betting on AI, or the $12.3 billion the current CEO spent over the last 6 years buying back HP shares as any real AI strategy. Also, the HP print business is down at this current FY by over $750 million compared to the first 9 months of FY 2024. So it seems subscription print and AI print applications aren't paying out either. I am thinking the CEO of HP is betting on something without having winning cards. That's what I'm thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure a lot of people are saying, what the? Well, at least WTF. I'll see you all tomorrow, and remember this, status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck there.